What's up guys, Smash Adams here, and today I'm going to do an update on my Chaos Dragon deck. This is still the Twilight version, and it has made some major progress, and with the new tech choices that I've added, its effort speaks for itself. It's really good. It's super quick, you can get a lot done. The OTKs are essential in this deck. It's a no-brainer to run this version compared to many others that I've tried. And I may upload a control-based version with the baby Chaos Dragons into our guide when I get the chance. So without further ado, I'm going to explain the deck and show you the tech choices and explain those as well. And without further ado, here is Chaos Dragons. To start off, we've got the 3 Lightpulsar Dragons. It's standard in this deck. You need these to execute your plays, your OTKs and whatnot. And it is kind of a must that you run a playset because you want to increase the speed. You want to add those monsters that are necessary to help you go for game. If you get the OTK, that's the basic agenda for this deck. You win the duel. Unless they stop you with Battle Fader and all, you get it, that's that. You win. You drop their points to 0, that's enough said. Next we got 3 Darkflare Dragons. I still run 3 because you want to keep that target count high with Lightpulsar's effect. The only downside is Dark Arm Dragon being a Nomi and all, so with that being kind of a flaw to the deck, it doesn't really hurt it as much, but it does still increase the balance. But Darkflare, he's pretty underrated at 3, and the fact that you can easily get him into the graveyard with the amount of stuff that you use in the deck, it's really good. And you can easily abuse his effect depending on the amount of dragons that you get into your hand to activate his effect off of. He's really good at 3. Next we've got not 1, not 2, but 3 Eclipse Wyvern. Yes, I decided to add one more because it doesn't really hurt the deck as much, but I figured since the game is becoming faster and faster now with new packs coming out, and with the new Elemental Hero deck coming out next year, I figured, you know what, I might as well just prepare for what's coming up within the next few sets that are coming out, especially with the sneak peek coming out and all. It's better to be prepared than just not be ready at all. Now for the boss dragons, we've got 1 Red Eyes, of course. I wish this were at 2, but you know what? Hey, it's still good at 1. You get this along with Lightpulsar and JD, it's usually game over. 1 Dark Arm, still run him. Even though not many decks I've seen run it, it's really good fodder for Allure of Darkness. And like I mentioned with Darkflare's effect, Dark Arm can easily be abused just by sending it to the grave and milling another dragon from the deck to the grave. And you can easily get 3 dark monsters to the graveyard just to special summon this guy. Like, who wouldn't want a 2800 beat stick that can pop stuff depending on the dark monsters that you have in your graveyard afterwards? So, yeah. Dark Arm, really good. And now, to make way for the last boss monster, we got 3 Judgment Dragons. Yep, 3 Judgment Dragons. I decided to add 1 more in and take out Divine Dragon because this has helped me more than anything else. Yes, Divine Dragon is good, but minusing too much of your hand can also be a major, major flaw to the deck, which I just decided, you know what, get rid of Divine Dragon, add this in. So yeah, running 3 of these, it's a no-brainer. And the fact that you can easily get a lot done with this card, it's essential that you run this. And if you, say if one gets banished or taken control of, or just outright destroyed or negated, you can always drop another one and then wait and see what happens. If they bondless it, okay, drop the other one. Be 1,000, do whatever you gotta do, go for game. So yeah, running 3 does help a lot. Next we got the Chaos Monsters, which are BLS and 2 Chaos Sorcerers. I hope they bump this up to 3 next year because really, compared to BLS, he's not that serious because now with Vanity's Emptiness and a lot of other cards stopping special summons and Shadow Imprisoning Mirror sort of becoming a thing now, it's safe to say that running this at 3 doesn't really hurt the deck as much now compared to 2 years ago when Chaos Dragons were topping everywhere. So yeah, running this at 3, it's not bad. But yeah, 2 Chaos Sorcerers and a VLS. It's really good in this deck. Next we got the hand traps, which are 2 Gorz. Yes, now you can run 2 Gorz, thank goodness. When I found that out on the ban list, yeah, sorry for the disruption there. Now that you can run 2 Gorz, it's really, really good that you have like these beat sticks waiting in your hand. And the fact that you usually have a really vacant field, it's really essential that you run these in the deck at 2. And the fact you can easily sacrifice the token and do whatever you want to do with this card, he's really good. So yeah, 2 Gorz. And of course, 2 Trags. Because they're really good. Really good hand traps. And you can easily use Allure of Darkness on these. I like keeping the dark count high along with the lights. So it's really good. And a new tech choice, which I took out Tour Guide for and a couple of other things for, just to kind of add more speed and a lot of protection. 3 Necro Gardnas. Yes, I kind of made that suggestion to somebody, and I figured, you know what, it's not that bad. And I've tried it out over the past couple of weeks, and compared to Tour Guide, they're just as good. But this helped me out more by saving my life points and my monsters and all. And the fact that you can easily get it back with Leviar, just as good. And you can easily rank 3 into this. It's really good. Next we've got the Lightsworn engine, which is 3 Lumina. And we got 3 Raiden. Can easily make Michael with these. You can easily make Black Rose with these as well, and many other cards. Next we got Lyla. Hope you can see that there. The MSTs of the deck, basically. Erhen and 2 Jain. Because Jain's pretty good. I took Garroth out because, as good as Garroth is, I'd rather run him in Lightsworn Rulers if need be, because you can easily get more off of Garroth in a Lightsworn based deck rather than running it in Chaos Dragons. I remember back then when Chaos Dragons were a thing and you can easily run Garroth no problem and still do whatever you had to do, even with Future Fusion there. But now that new changes have been made, running Jain actually helped me out more at 2. So yeah. And plus he's a really good beat stick during your battle phase, so why not? So that's it for the monsters. Now for the spells, we've got... Let me get the spells out here. There we go. 1 Allure, 1 Charge, and 3 slow recharges to put the main deck to a close. And now for the extra deck. I made some really huge changes, and I've got to say it's helped out a lot over the past couple of weeks since I've tried it. So we've got 1 Black Rose and 1 Michael to end the synchro lineup. I may add another Black Rose and a Michael, but I'm not sure what to take out yet. But these have helped out a lot, and I can't tell you how many times I've used these during the duels I've had over the past couple of days. It's really good that you run these. Now for the rest, we got the Seas monsters. We have 1 Zenmaines, Leviar, Leviathan Dragon, and of course I teched in Giga-Brialliant again because I figured, why not? I mean, to give your monsters that extra attack point boost, it's really useful. You all know what these guys do. I mainly use them for red eyes. This for getting back stuff that I need, 4 or below, doesn't matter. If it works, go for it. This for protection and for destruction as well. And the fact that his defense is good too. Give it a go. Why not? Now for the 4s. We still got Lavalval Chain, Maestroke, 101, and Utopia. I decided not to add Queen Dragoon to Gen in again because, as good as it is, there were times it didn't help me set up the right plays that I needed as far as the OTKs went. So it may be a future suggestion, but for now, I'm just sticking with what I have. So yeah. And this card is really broken. The only downside is the monster has to be special summoned and must be in attack position as well, too. So, yeah. But yeah, 101 is good. And I only run 1 rank 5, which is Volcasaurus. Still pretty good. Almost thought of cutting him out for Gaia Dragon, but I figured he did more use than Gaia Dragon because all Gaia Dragon does is pierce. I mean, and it's good for getting red eyes out and all, but I figured if I do a lot of burn damage, I could easily win a game. So, yeah. This has helped out a lot. Sorry for the blur there. Next, we got the 6s, which are Exa-Beetle, still really good. Can easily get over Dracosack because sending to the grave and destruction are two different things. You send it to the grave, it's gone. So the tokens stay. I mean, but Dracosack, yeah, give him a permanent vacation to the graveyard. Anyway, 1 strike Bounzer, not really needed, but his effect is really good, and you can easily burn for 1,000 off of that negation. 1 M7, which can easily get back JD if milled by accident. And to end the rank 6 lineup and the whole deck lineup, we've got 1 Pilgrim Reaper. This is a really good card. You can easily pick this up for maybe less than a couple of cents. Let's say maybe 2 quarters. And you can easily rank 6 into this card and do a ton with this. Let me tell you why I ran this. Because when facing Blackwings, this helped me gain a lot of advantage. Especially if I wanted to get Lightpulsar out faster. You can easily get Lightpulsar out with this card. But let me explain the first effect. His first effect allows him to gain 200 points for each dark monster in both players' graveyard. So if you have a bunch and he has a bunch, he gains a ton of points. He becomes a really heavy beater depending on what we both have. And the other effect, which is the main thing you should focus on, you detach 1 unit, you mill not just your cards, but your opponent's cards. You mill 5 cards from the top of both players' decks. So it not only helps you, but it kind of messes up your opponent. And if you have a Lightpulsar just lying and waiting in your graveyard, dump those Light and Darks that you need and go from there. And that's basically it. And if it can easily help you set up with the JD play as well. So if you use this, get what you need, activate JD, blow up the field, use Red Eyes effect, get Lightpulsar, good game. But yeah, Pilgrim Reaper has helped me do that a bunch of times. And I've got to say, not many people would run this, but if you want to go on the budget route, I would suggest this if you want to go on the budget route. A lot of people would say, oh, Dante's better, Dante's better. Yeah, but I'm not paying like close to $80 for a Dante. Unless it gets reprinted and it becomes a $20 card, there's no way in hell I'm getting Dante, guys. So yeah. Anyway, so that's it for the Chaos Dragon deck. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I look forward to doing more. Let me know what you guys think, because this deck in particular is awesome, and I'm going to try and add Tour Guide in the next update that I do on this. So, anyway, hope you all enjoyed this vid, and I look forward to seeing y'all another day. Smash Adams signing out. Peace.